Hello everyone and welcome to another Hooting About. In a previous video, I discussed my history with the PS1 and mentioned a brief stint with sports games. There were also a few attempts at some basketball games, but I wasn't into sports ever, so yeah. After hearing all of that, I realized this wasn't entirely the case. Rather, I have a weird relationship with sports games and I hope I'm not alone. I previously viewed sports games to be this black sheep in gaming. It doesn't help that I have no interest on the subject. But that doesn't mean I didn't try to appreciate them. It just took too long. Before I go further, I want to clarify that this is not a dig at sports, its video games, nor the fans. Sports, like any interest, is not for everyone. It just so happened that I realized this earlier in my life. As a kid, I didn't go out of the house, so I've never played sports until grade school. I've seen it as a TV show or as a video game, and before I saw it in a video game, I've encountered other genres first. It didn't capture my attention. God bless my brother for trying though. He introduced me to a lot of sports, specifically basketball. But because I was so impatient and a sore loser, I was not able to share in my brother's enjoyment. Despite these attempts done in good faith, my brother was not able to sway me. I think it didn't help that I was introduced to more engaging titles first. There was a forming negative opinion on sports games, how it's not the same as other video games, that other genres have more variety, content, and mechanics. I don't have this opinion anymore, but I can understand why others might. Despite my arrogant take, I still tried sports games. I know, it's weird. I played Space Jam, but I think I played it because it was Space Jam. There was also NBA Hoops, an arcade take on the sport, and NBA Live 2003 by The Devil. While I had fun playing these games, it didn't last long. I defaulted to my usual genres. It would take years for me to be interested in sports games again. During those times, I was playing more entries from series I already know and being exposed to newer ones, and the black sheep perspective only got worse. Yet, it's ironic that FIFA of All Things caught my attention about a decade and a half later. Now, I'm not a football guy. I don't have a favorite team, nor do I really know the intricacies of the sport. But it was the one that got me, and I don't know why. It felt more engaging to me than the NBA games, to say the least. That said, I didn't go out of my way to buy the yearly releases. Instead, I bought one and played it until I wanted to move on to other titles, which I did. However, the want to play sports games didn't disappear unlike last time. I now have small spurts of wanting to play football games. There was definitely a more open-minded approach to things of a similar subject. Next thing I know, I was shouting "GOAL!" in my parents' house and excitedly watching Daniel Dwyer's video on football video games. Young me would have cringed at what I was doing. I wouldn't go out of my way to immediately buy them, but if you give me the chance to snag a copy for cheap, I'd definitely go out of my way to do so. As for the black sheep perspective, it definitely disappeared with time. While I still think that certain games and genres are more worth the price than yearly sports releases, I wouldn't go out of my way to fully disregard them. At the end of the day, these are video games. If it can give someone a fun or personalized experience, then I can't really say anything beyond fair criticisms. Looking back to more recent times, I can't help but feel bad for sports fans. I'm pretty sure they just want a good game, but the abhorrent treatment and monetization schemes of publishers are more or less sucking this genre dry. They are hampering the core experience of these games. To any sports fan out there, I know that what I'm gonna say is biased, but do yourself a favor and play some retro sports games. I understand that they're not up to snuff in a lot of aspects, but at the end of the day, they succeed in giving players the core game experience, which is the sport in a video game form. Very accessible, very customizable, and very wallet-friendly. Look at that, I'm telling people to go and try sports video games. Believe me when I say that the irony of this entire thing is not lost to me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi there! If you like what you saw, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Doing so helps the channel grow tremendously. If you want to further support the channel, I have a Ko-fi page with some behind-the-scenes stuff and a Twitter at KenAthomos. Links are in the description. Take care!